y'all doing? Uh, had a couple people ask me how to how I make my wool string silencers. I picked up a roll of 100% wool at my local Hobby Lobby. Not that I'm trying to promote Hobby Lobby, they were just the only ones that happened to have 100% wool. And I put some on one of my other bows this morning. A few people asked me how I do it. Good time to do a video because I just picked up a brand new bow. It's a Great Northern Fireball. Got it at an unbelievably good price I could not pass up. And it needed some TLC on the string side of things. So I'm going to start putting on some silencers. So the first thing I do is I cut a few long pieces of the wool, 2 pieces. I'll take a credit card, driver's license. In this case, I saw fitting that I'd use my Hunter Safety Education course card. I'll begin. This is very simple to do too, and wool just seems to last, and for some reason I find it has a denser pop to it with the string. It silences the string different than my beaver balls do. It's more of a dense. It's amazing the difference this makes. Still love my beaver balls, don't get me wrong, but this is a cheap and efficient way to do it. I could probably get several thousand string silencers out of this roll. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start by holding it across the card, and I'm just going to wrap. I got about 23 wraps out of that. I'm going to trim the little excess off the top. Take a small piece of serving thread, slide it off the card, and you'll end up with a bundle. And you're going to want to tie a piece of serving thread right in the middle. You don't have to go crazy with the knots on the serving. It's just to hold the bundle together for now. Okay. So what you'll end up with is loops on either side. I'm going to go ahead and cut the excess off the serving thread. And repeat one more time. So that's one. Three wraps. Pull it off. Tie on a piece of serving. Serving's not necessary if you're going to go straight on your string, But if you plan on making a few in advance, I recommend doing it because you can make a whole bunch of piles of them and just have them at the ready. Alright, so there's number 2. Nice little bow. Then the ends of the serving. Make sure not to cut the wool. So the next thing we're going to do is going to find the placement. Everybody does their placement of their silencers different. I usually go the same distance on each end of my string, and I like to measure from the outside of the loop. And I do about 12 to 14 inches from the end of the loop. So I just take my 12-inch scale, go down 12, then an extra 2, and just open it up right there and shove the center of this into between the strings. Give it a good little twist. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect because once you string your bow, everything's going to tighten up and you can fine tune this. So let's give it a little twist, make sure it kind of holds. We'll repeat on the other side. End up with this. Next thing we're going to do is string our bow, and this bow came with a limb saver stringer, surprisingly enough, and it came with a glove. So now I'm going to string it. Check your loops, make sure everything's secure. Check my brace height. Come up some. Perfect. Okay, so now that you have them on, they're under a little bit of a bind, you can actually go ahead and start positioning them how you want them. I like to tighten up the center on each side. And from there, we're just going to cut the loops. Make sure you get them all, both sides. Careful not to cut your string. puff them out a little bit. Make sure you have all the loops done. And they'll look like this at first. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side real quick. Alright. So there we go. Now, what I'm going to do, with my glove on, I'm going to take a few shots with it. And the more you shoot it, these ends of the yarn is actually going to poof out. And the more you shoot, the more of a ball it's going to make. And it's going to look just like you'd expect it to look. Move all this out of the way. I'm not going to shoot from far, I'm just going to shoot here. This is what they look like now. And you'll see every time you take a shot, they're going to puff a little bit more. A little bit more. There you have it. Wool puff silencers on a bow. Hope you found this useful. Thank you.